Hi everybody, welcome. It's Monday, so it's time for Stamping with Denise. Welcome. Hope you all have had a great weekend. It's been very nice here in Michigan. Got some rain, but that's okay. We needed it. And I'm looking forward to stamping with you a little bit today. I'm going to show you a way that you can make 4 cards with pretty much the same amount of work as if you were doing one. And so I think you're going to like it, and I can't wait to show you. I want to welcome everybody for joining today. And if you would do me a favor, if you like what you see, would you mind sharing my video so that your friends can see it too? And when you do that, comment shared down in the comments so that I know you shared. And everyone who shares gets a chance to win the cards that I make tonight. So I am looking forward to it, to showing you my new, showing you this technique. But before we get started, if you recall last week, I made these cards. We used the blends on the vellum, and then we used the 91% alcohol to make the alcohol ink kind of blend. And so these, because she shared my video and her name was chosen, Melanie Jarjosa is going to get these cards. So Melanie, I want to thank you so much. And I will get these cards to you in very short order. And I guess you know what we're going to do. I'm going to change my camera. We're going to look down at my hands, and I'm going to show you another card that I made using that same technique with one of the current stamp sets. I think you're going to like it. So let me get us switched around and we will get started. I'll show you that. We'll get started on tonight's project. Okay, let me get my card here that I want to show you. It was this one I made using the, what's it called? Sweet Strawberry Bundle. It was on back order for quite a while. It's from the mini catalog that's retiring at the end of this month. And I really hadn't jumped on it. It had been on back order and not, we couldn't order it. And I saw it was there and I kind of impulsively got it, but I like it. So I want to show you what I did. I did use that same technique, and I colored some vellum with 3 different dark blends. I used the Poppy Parade, the Real Red, the Cherry Cobbler, colored on the vellum, used the alcohol to blend the colors. I let it dry. I stamped this strawberry on it, and then punched it out. And then the leaves, this is actually the same combination of colors that I used for this card from last week. I punched it right out of there, but what I did was so that it was opaque, I adhered the vellum to a piece of white cardstock, and then I punched out the tops of the strawberries. So they're actually backed with white cardstock. I don't know that you can see on that because it's white on white. Let me grab another color of something here. Let me draw this. Okay. Here's a piece of pink. Let's see if you can tell. See, you can tell that's not, because you can see that paper through. You can tell that's not on the white paper. The only white is the white on the background. But those little strawberry leaves are. I glued the vellum down to the white cardstock and then used the punch to punch out the top. And so that's how I did that. So that was a lot of fun playing with that. I like that idea. I think I may make some more of those. So let me put this, away. Put that right up there, out of the way. Okay, so tonight I don't have a sample to show you yet because this is going to be a kind of on-the-fly project. But like I said, we're going to make 4 cards at one time, essentially. So this is a piece of 8.5 by 11-inch basic white cardstock, okay? And because I'm going to be stamping off the paper, I just made myself a little grid, so a little measurement here so that I knew where the center of my paper was. So what we're going to do, I'm going to show you. I did this when I haven't cut it out though, is where essentially I'm going to be putting stamps, stamping different images in different colors right down the center, and then I'll show you what we're going to do with it. So I'm going to do just like I did that. I've got Flirty Flamingo here, and I have Merlot. Now I have to be very careful that I use the right color and the right stamp in the right color. Oh, I am using the Elegantly Said stamp set, and we'll probably use the punch too that goes with it for the bundle. You know, this is growing on me every day the more I see with it. So we're going to start, and this is a little bit bigger stamp, so sometimes it's easier to do it like this. And we're going to, again, I want to run my colors right down the center, okay? And so my piece of paper underneath not only helps me with the centering it, it helps with the ink. Now I'm going to pull up my Merlot here. Let me put my piece of this piece of scrap paper down here a little bit. I re-inked my ink pad earlier, and it was a little bit juicy, so I think I'm going to be stamping off, because see, yeah, that gives me a much more subtle. So I have to make sure I don't screw that up when and that I remember to stamp off. Okay. There we go. Okay, I'm going to do this again. Now, I don't know if you all got if you're on my email list, you got my email. Last week was my 5th anniversary with Stampin' Up, and I almost missed it. I can't believe it. But because I want to thank everybody for helping me in my business, I'm going to give you a special, or an ordering special. And that is if you place an order of $40 or more, well, you'd have to, I'm going to give you free shipping. So you'd have to place your order with me. You can get it to me either through text, email, phone call, whatever works. And I will pay your shipping. That is at least a 10% discount. So that's a pretty good deal. And that is in effect, I think it expires the 23rd or the 24th. I'd have to check my email. I'm not exactly sure when it expires. So I'm going to go back to this one. And I think I'll go this way with it. And remember, because we're going to be cutting this up, making 4 separate cards, you know, little mistakes I don't think show very much with this. So yeah, this is Merlot, and this where I take the first layer of ink off is called Stamping Off, and it just gives you a much lighter color. So I'm going to try this. I'm going to put a little bit of this right down here like that. I'm going to set that aside. I think I'm done with that stamp, and I'm probably done with this one too. So I'm going to put that over to the side, get rid of that. Now this stamp set has this little stamp, and I could use that to fill in some, if there's a place I think might need a little bit of extra, you know, decoration, a little fill in, a little blank space, stuff like that. Remember, we're going to cut the paper like this and like this, so it's not going, well, if you look at the whole piece, it might not be, you might not like how it looks. If you when you cut it up, you're not gonna know. So, and I suppose you can always add some more of these. And whoops, I got a little bit of a halo there. Oh well. You know what, I'm gonna stop right now. Sometimes less is more. Okay. Okay, so that's that. And I'm going to set this off to the side. And I'm going to take my trimmer. We're going to cut this into 4 layers on the card, okay? So I'm going to, this is 8.5, so I'm going to tell you what we're going to do. We're going to do 4 1/4 because I want to cut it right in half. But then we're going to trim the far sides because it does need to be a little bit smaller. So we're going to make this here 3 and no, we're going to make this 4. Okay, get that out of here. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to make this, because you know, I don't want to take my edge out, this extra out of the middle. I want to take it off the white part because I want to keep my design. Okay, and so this one, 1/2 of an 11 is 5 1/2. I don't know why I had to think about that. I don't know, I'm just not good with numbers. I don't keep numbers in my head very well. 5 1/2. And then just like I did with the other piece, I'm going to trim this down for a first layer, which would be, okay, so this is 4, so we're going to be at 5 1/4. And you can kind of decide what part to take off. I'm going to take that off right there, I think. 5 1/4. Because there's not so much interesting right there. I'll take some of that off right there, 5 1/4. And so look at this. It's here. I've got 4 card bases with very little work. I'm going to take that little piece off there. So this is going to be 5 1/4. So each of these pieces are going to be 4 by 5 1/4 when I'm done. This one, I think I'm going to cut this way. So that will fit the base. That's the size of the first layer, usually. Okay. And you know, at this point, if you wanted to go in and add some little more flourishes, you can. I don't think I'm going to right now. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show you. I'm going to put 2 of these. I'm going to put this one aside because that's got the little halo on it. I'm only going to put 2 additional cards together, but it'll show you how they're going to go together. So I grabbed a piece of cardstock base. Again, it's 8.5 by 5 1/2. I grabbed one in the Flirty Flamingo, which matches the ink. Okay. And I have one in Merry Merlot, which is the same color. Okay, very good. So let's take this one for example. You know, you could put this on here. You could orient this card this way, or you could orient it this way. It really doesn't make any difference, okay? But you kind of have to decide so you know where you're going to put your sentiment and if you're going to put any ribbon or anything. And actually, I am going to use this ribbon. This is the metallic ribbon. It's 1/4 inch wide. It's Flirty Flamingo. I think it's so pretty. So let me see. What do I have here? I think I'll use these 2, and I'll do this one horizontal. Let's see. Let's get a glue dot here. put the glue dot on there. And you know what I'm going to do before I do put that on there? I'm going to stamp my sentiment, okay? Where's my stamp set? Here's my stamp set. I think this one is, I'm going to use Wishing You a Wonderful Birthday. Wishing You a Wonderful Birthday. It's right here. I've been keeping these cling stamps on their sheet because sometimes they can be hard to get off if they stick to the case, but they're super simple to get off of here. So let me get a block, and I think I'll stamp this in the Merlot just because the ribbon's pink. And I always do a test stamp first just to make sure. Beautiful. Okay, so wishing, and this I'm going to do full strength. You know, this was half strength, you know, because I stamped off once. Okay, beautiful. Let me cover that up. That ink pad's still a little juicy, so I gotta be careful with it. So I'm gonna run this ribbon right here. I've got a glue dot on the back. Let's see, where do I want it? Let's move it down just a little bit more. There we go. Make sure that ribbon there is straight. My snips. Get another glue dot here. Pick that up and wrap that around there. Okay. Now I'm going to tie a little bow. You know, I'm not good at bows, so this is kind of my cheater bow. But you know what? Unless they totally take the card apart, they'd never know. There we go. Ooh, this ribbon, I just opened up this spool of ribbon, and it is so easy to work with. Okay, there we go. Good. And we're going to put that on our card base. Let's see, should I put it on here? I think so. Or should I put it on there? I think either one looks well good, but I think I'm going to put it on there. Okay, what adhesive? You know what? I'll just use my Tombow glue since it's close by. That way I know the front of this card is going to stay attached. There's nothing worse than sending a card and having a layer get loosened up, isn't there? Okay, very good. Now that's because this is a dark card, you know what, I may have to put a little bit right there. Let me see. I'm going to put a white insert to write on. Just put that there. Oh, I had a little panic for a second. I thought I'd put my card front on backwards. Okay. There we go. I got my corners down. Okay. And so, like I said, since it's dark, I'm going to put a panel on the inside. And we could stamp a little on the inside if we wanted to. Maybe I will. Okay. I'm going to put it down in the corner, I think. Okay, here's the Merlot. I'm going to do the Stampin' Off again because it's still kind of juicy. Nice. And I'll put this on the inside. I do like that flower that comes with that Elegantly Said stamp set. I think it is, this flower is very versatile. I could see using it in with a lot of different sets. There we go. Now the person who I saw do this, or somebody that I saw do it, they used the same color ink for both of their designs, just one was full strength and one was stamped off. So, you know, you can do that. So there's one card right there that really is easy. So let's look at this other one here. Let's go. I'm going to put this one this way. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and put that on. Oh, you know what? I am not done with that other card. Don't let me forget. We'll go back. I got one more thing I wanted to add that we'll do when we do both of these. Do them together. Okay, this one's going to be oriented this way. And let's find you know what I'm going to do for this sentiment? I think I'm going to stamp it on here and punch it out with the stamp, or with the punch. So let me see. Again, we're going to use Mary Merlot, I believe. A couple different things we could do. Let me take a second. I'm going to clean my flower. Here we go. Whoops, sorry. I'm clean off this flower stamp because I'm going to stamp this one in pink, and I'm going to stamp it in pink. I'm going to put the sentiment over it in Mary Merlot. Okay, let's see. Let's do this right here. There we go. Here's my Flirty Flamingo. I'm going to stamp it off. I'll put it right here. See, I have a nice kind of faded flower. And let's see, which one do I want to use this? All the things you do are simply amazing. Or even happy anniversary. I'm gonna do happy anniversary. You know, I don't have. I'll put that right over that. Let me grab another block here. Okay, Mary Merlot. Beautiful. Put that right over it, like that. It's a little crooked, but you know what? That's okay. When I punch it out, I'll make sure it's straight. And I'm going to take the Elegant tab, punch, put it in here. Make sure that I get my sentiment straight, because it doesn't make any difference if the flower's a little crooked. There we go. There's that. That's the nice thing about the punches sometimes, is you can fix things as you go. Okay, so we're going to put this on here. I'm going to put a little bit of the ribbon where, oh, I better close this ink pad before I put something in it that I don't want to. Okay, where's my piece of ribbon here? I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to, what do I got to take here? Oh, a few inches. I don't know, what is this? This is about 11 inches. I'm going to put it on the back here like this, kind of in thirds. Put it right like that, so it shows up. See how that looks behind the sentiment. Yeah, I think that'll look fine like that. I can make this a little smaller and then trim the ends. There we go. Okay, let me get some glue dots here. Oops. Okay, let me put some glue dots on the back here because they'll hold the ribbon much better, in my opinion, so than other adhesive will. I don't know where exactly I want these, so what I'll do, I'll start with this, put this right about like that, put some glue dots right there. See, the ends I don't care about if they're too long, but the loops I can't, because I can trim the ends, I just can't trim the loops. So putting this together, I don't want to make the loops too long. So sometimes it's just a little bit of trial and error. Whoop. Sorry about that, guys. And then I'm just going to put this back, like right here. Let's see. Yep, I like that. I want to adjust this one just a little bit down. There we go. So it lays better. Okay, and I'm going to move this a little bit. Make this loop a little bit shorter. Another advantage to using the glue dots is I can adjust it. Let's see. Oh, perfect. And then I'm going to put some dimensionals on that. Let's put one right here and put one right there. I don't usually like to put them on top of the ribbon, but in this case I am. It's mostly on the paper, as I just don't want it to be any thicker. Okay. Okay, let's see, let's put that right about. How does that look? Happy anniversary. There we go. Okay, let me trim this off here. There we are. Okay, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to put a little, the ribbon, really, I mean, I think this ribbon with the gold in it adds some good bling to it, but I'm going to pull out my Artistry Blooms Adhesive Bag Sequins. So, and this is a tip I shared on my Facebook page a couple weeks ago. When you get a package like this, I like to write what color the embellishment is, then I know. So, I know that I have, let me see here, I know that that's, you know, Coastal Cabana, and I'm not going to be using that. That's Rich Razzleberry, that could work. I got Calypso Coral and Mango Melody. I think that's Mango and that's Calypso. It doesn't really make a lot of difference, but sometimes it's nice to know what colors. I'm going to go with the Rich Razzleberry because that's kind of close to the Merry Merlot that we used. So I'm going to put some of these on my cards. Let's see. Let's put a big one of these. I love that these sequins carried over. And I'm going to put a couple of these small ones up and around here. Just kind of sprinkle them. Kind of do things in odd numbers is best. It's most pleasing to the eye. Okay, well, let me see what these look like. You know, those could almost work. Those are too yellow. Which do I want? You know, I think I'm going to stay with the Rich Razzleberry ones. I think I'll put one of these small ones right up here. Oh yeah, I like that. I'll put another small one down here, and maybe a larger one up there. There we go. Goodness, sells just a little bit of bling. So there we go. With really doing one set of stamping, you're able to get, you know, then you could use the other two card bases to do similar cards. You know, it's really whatever you want to do. But makes it really easy when you do all that stamping at one time like that. So I want to thank you so much for joining me today. Please share my video and comment shared, because I'd like to send these cards to you next week, okay? And I'm still considering changing the time on for my lives, so give me your input either in the comments here or on the little post in the Facebook group. I'm thinking about moving it earlier on a Monday, and I'm kind of wondering what time works for all of you. So thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you next Monday. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.